Evening, guys. I'm on here. I've been getting a lot of things on Facebook about coyote hunting, about what calls to use, what sequence to start, how to start. I'm new to it. The best advice that anybody can give anybody that's new is get with somebody that's hunted, go with them, and see if you want to get into it. Coyote hunting is a very expensive sport to get into. Um, whether you hunt day or night, it can be very expensive. It's very frustrating. Um, there's guys that's been doing this for a long time that go on a dry spell and you get frustrated. There's guys that go out first time ever, kill a coyote, and they think they can kill one, from then on. It doesn't happen that way. There is no set sequence to calling a coyote. There is no set time. There is no set day or night that you can call a coyote in or not call one in. It's all about getting out there and doing it. It's all about figuring out what works in your area, what works for you, what the coyotes are responding to. You got to figure all that out. You can ask most of us that's been doing this a long time, and we can tell you what works for us, but doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Doesn't mean that you got to go out and buy the best of the best or anything. I mean, I started out with hand calls. I still use my hand calls, but at night I mainly use electronic caller. I have even used my hand calls at night. It's something that you got to get off the couch, get out from front of the TV, and go out and do. You can't just figure this out overnight. I mean, I've been doing this since '96 full time. My two sons are 23 and 21, and they've been doing it since they were old enough to pull the trigger on a gun. We learn all the time. We get taught different stuff every year. But that's what it's about. We go out and we figure out what works. We figure out how to make ourselves successful. We hunt with guys that are successful. And we've been doing that for a few years now. Them guys hunt with us. And we have new guys that come out and we take new guys out with us. We've taught a lot of guys how to do this. Some of them are very successful, some of them aren't. But those that are successful have realized that they have to get off the couch, get out there and go do what needs to be done. They research themselves, they learn. I constantly watch videos on YouTube. I watch every video I can watch. Keith Couch is one of my good friends. Greg Galloway, another good friend. They both are experienced coyote hunters. We all learn something new every year. Keith puts videos out. Greg doesn't put them out except for off his scopes, but he still shows how he kills the coyotes. I do seminars in the off season. I tell you guys the basics on what is needed to get started. I can also tell you on sequences and how to set up on a field. I can show you this. And I've done it for a couple years now, pretty successfully. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be a professional coyote hunter overnight, and that doesn't mean you're going to be one over the first year. It's taken me years to develop this technique and studying the coyote's behavior. That's the biggest thing. You got to understand, you got to read their body language. You got to know when to stop calling. You got to know when to call, or you got to know when to pull the trigger. It's all about research and studying what you're after. Just like deer hunting. You can't just pick up deer hunting and go out and kill a deer. You can go sit in a stand and wait and have a deer walk by, but it's big options on where to set, how to use your scent, how not to use your scent, what gun or what bow am I going to use for deer hunting. There's so many options these days, and you got to learn on your own what works for you. You can ask these guys 100,000 questions, and some of them will give you the truth, some of them won't. The thing about the coyote world is most of the guys are an open book. They'll tell you the secrets, which are no secrets. They'll tell you what works for them, and they'll tell you what doesn't work for them. There's certain times of the year in certain areas that coyotes just won't come to the call. After November 25th to about Christmas, we have a rough time here in our state in Indiana. You'll call a few in here and there, but you won't call them in like you do before and after that. Um, we've been pretty successful this year as far as calling multiples in and having coyotes come into our lap and not hanging up. We've had them hang up, but you know what? We try to work them. If they don't come in, then you know what? We go back and try it again somewhere else. So good luck to you guys and enjoy this sport if you can get into it. But find somebody that has done this and get with them.